Robbie Moore is here, Shadow Farming Minister. He's on College Green. It's a bit grim out there, I think, this morning. Very good morning to you, Robbie.
Yeah, good morning.
Good to see you. A big piece of the Telegraph today about the inheritance tax on farmers, suggesting that it won't reap the benefits that the Treasury think that it's going to reap. Surely this would suggest that maybe the government should reconsider it.
Totally agree. I mean, what is evident, as we have been saying over the last few weeks now, as indeed every lobbying organisation through the farming sector, whether it's the NFU, the CLA, the Tenant Farmers Association, are all calling on the government to change course, because what the Telegraph story shows is that they have got their figures completely wrong. First of all, they're anticipating the revenue coming into the Treasury of being about 500 million, but actually what this article demonstrates, that has been done by the CBI Economics, is that the loss to the Treasury is going to be well over £1 billion. And not only that, the negative impact on the economy through gross added value will be down by about £9 billion up until 2030. So we are calling on the government to change course urgently so that we will not have not only family farming businesses, but all of those involved throughout the food production sector not being negatively impacted by this disastrous budget.
Yes, and I mean, it is extraordinary, isn't it, how sort of, it seems intransigent that the government has been. They've introduced an awful lot of policies which they know will be unpopular, like, having a go at pensioners, taking away the winter fuel allowance, having a go at farmers, creating all sorts of, disquiet in the farming communities, causing demonstrations all over the place, going after ordinary people's pensions as well, saying that they won't be able to pass them on without paying tax. And then similarly, getting loaded up with the children, we're now being told, certainly in Surrey, kids who are no longer able to go to private schools because of the VAT, there are no places for them in the state systems. They have to bus them somewhere else.
Well, I just don't quite know who the government are trying to please through their budget. They've already attacked our farming community, as I've indicated. They've gone after our pensioners through the winter fuel allowance being removed. They're attacking our small and medium and indeed all businesses through the increase in national insurance to employers and reducing that threshold as well. So what this is clearly demonstrates is this is not a budget that is going to be delivering any growth. It is being widely contested and widely challenged by every different sector out there, including our doctors who are running businesses themselves, who will be impacted by the employers' national insurance rise.
Yeah, exactly right. And it's just one thing after another. I mean, Keir Starmer's away in Norway today, sort of trying to do another deal with another country on carbon capture. He seems to spend an awful lot of time abroad. Meanwhile, back at home, voters believe Sir Keir Starmer is the worst Prime Minister in modern history, it says in the Mail today.
Well, and that doesn't surprise me. Look, this Labour government only got elected on 33% of the popular vote. A lot of discontent, I understand, amongst the Labour backbenchers with the way in which Keir Starmer is carrying out his prime ministerial duties. And let's be honest here, this is a Prime Minister who is not interested, in my view, in focusing on the domestic agenda like the electorate want him to be doing. And today's illustration of that, with him being away in Norway, is just another example of Keir Starmer taking his eye off what really matters to voters across the country.
And what about Kemi Badenoch's performance so far? Dan Hodges wrote a piece in the Mail on Sunday yesterday in which he said, people thought that Kemi was the new Margaret Thatcher, but she might actually be the new Ed Miliband, which I thought was unusually cruel.
Well, look, Kemi Badenoch is absolutely holding the government's feet to the fire. We are an absolutely united team, and we are coming up with fresh ideas as a parliamentary party. We, of course, had a hugely damaging result at the general election, and it is for us to rebuild as the official opposition and holding this disastrous government to account. We've seen the decisions and the choices that this government is making through the budget. They've made that clear. They're not pleasing anybody as far as I can see. I'm not getting any positive correspondence at all from my constituents in Keighley and Ilkley, and that is what our job will be going forward, holding this government to account, urging them to change course where is necessary for the good of this country, so that in 4 years' time we'll be in a good position to be back in government.
OK. Robbie, thanks very much indeed. Robbie Moore MP, Shadow Farming Minister on College Green.